Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We got a new drug for you today. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday. Brought to you by our friends at Ricketts Electric. Just the best electricians in town, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial. Ricketts is the name for you to know. I can promise you that. Our friends from Ricketts Electric. Frangie and Carlyon, La Selva with you. Hoop team looking better than they did in the pre-Olympics. I can tell you that.
They have turned it on. Up about 20 points.
Yeah, 55-36, and against South Sudan, who played them pretty close.
Yeah.
In the what we call the Olympic exhibition season, is what I like to refer to it as. Hey, just kind of how I've named it.
I like it.
In large part because it is the Olympic exhibition season. So, yeah, the U.S. team looking good. So we'll update you on that. That game is going on. They've just begun play in the second half. And so we'll update you on that kind of as we go. Practice today, a little chippy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chip. I don't mind.
The intensity was going to rise as pads went on, and the intensity ramped up a little bit today. It was good to see.
Yeah, so you've had the problem with I've enjoyed the one-on-ones. I just feel I hate to criticize. I'm not a criticizer, but you haven't been able to track down any of the good players. Okay?
Right, yeah.
So today's offering will be?
It's kind of an unknown guy.
Yeah.
He's fighting to earn a spot here.
Hey, roster spots matter, bro.
Yeah.
So if you're fighting for a roster spot, you deserve to make the one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, Josh Hines-Allen is our subject today. We certainly appreciate his time. Long practice. They didn't get done until about 11:30, and obviously it's hot. So appreciate Josh taking some time to come speak with us.
Yeah, so you did a great – I mean, you've tracked down the key guys. And this is the latest of he's one of the most key guys. So Josh Hines-Allen, you're going to hear that at 5 o'clock, by the way. You'll hear that about an hour from now. Hays Carlyon one-on-one with one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. I don't care whatever that one stupid list said. This is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And Hays caught up with Josh Hines-Allen, so that comes up today on the program. Brett Hastings checks in at about 4:20, Sports and Courts today. We're going to take a closer look at the whole NFL Sunday ticket thing, the class action suit, where some people are suing the NFL. It's a weird law. I still don't completely understand it.
I don't understand it at all.
I think what it is you can't – there's not a way to watch just your team's game. If you buy the ticket, you got to buy all of them. You just can't buy the Falcons or just can't buy the Cowboys, right? I think
that's right.
It relates to that.
And I think it's overpriced is sort of the argument that but again, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but a jury ruled for the plaintiffs and against the NFL, and so the NFL is kind of scrambling. I mean, you're already seeing articles about the NFL trying to figure out ways to kind of create revenue now in case they lose the appeal, because it is a ton of money that they stand to lose if this verdict is not overruled.
Yeah, so we'll certainly talk to Brett about that. It comes up in about 15 minutes. I look forward to that. Comes up in just a bit. We've updated you on the basketball. We'll continue to do. Did we just lose another 3-on-3 game?
We did. The women lost. This is just an absolute debacle. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I don't even know the country.
If Caitlin Clark couldn't make the other team, she couldn't make this team. Caitlin Clark can't be on the 3-on-3 team. By the way, we don't lose today to what's the name of the country?
Who
do we lose to, JJ? You don't want to pronounce it.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, okay. Who? Say it one more time, please.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, we don't lose to Azerbaijan.
I couldn't tell you where that is on the globe.
Yeah.
You probably could have a good guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's very Middle East.
Here's what I can tell you. Here's what I can tell you. They beat us.
Yeah.
And
yeah, why not have Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as two of the
put
three?
Them on, if they can't be on the other team,
together
put
as
them on
a nation.
Got to beat Caitlin and Angel.
Why are we even fielding a team in this if we are so dreadful at it?
I have a better question. Why is it a sport in the Olympics?
Well, no, that's the second best question. The best question is, why is the 78th best Florida Gator basketball player of the last 20 years on the team?
That's a great question.
I mean, and again, so people think I'm being mean to Canyon Berry. I love Canyon Berry, but I'm being honest with you.
I agree. I mean, these are the Olympics. This isn't like
it's
the Nocatee intramural basketball 3-on-3 tournament. This is the Olympic Games.
Last thing I will say, you know how you always say I remember all these numbers?
Yes.
Okay. Well, allow me to say that Kenyon Berry wore number 24 at Florida, and he's about the 8th best 24 too. Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, now I feel better. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm
And
better.
how did he shoot his free throws?
Well,
Because they've never really
I think he
talked
shot
about
him
that.
underhand like his dad did. Did you
Really?
Know, isn't that cool?
His dad is Rick Barry?
They both shot him underhanded. It's the coolest thing. So
No one ever talked about that when Kenyon Berry was with the Gators.
All right, so I'm gonna the 3-on-3 hoops. Is there another 3-on-3 hoop? Here comes another 3-on-3 hoops game. This is you don't want to mess with France's 3-on-3.
I mean, look at the way they warm up. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Just
layup-
dump stuff.
layup drill.
Oh, a regular layup line.
But are they doing it? The two teams.
Look at
doing
this
it together?
guy. This guy is an Olympian.
The two teams are warming up together. I can't
Oh,
have combo.
Yeah,
I
this
can't
is-
have combo layup lines. Sorry.
Is it a full court game?
No, it's half court.
Okay.
I mean, this is
If it
this
could
is
be
just
any more of a joke,
disgraceful.
of course it's half court.
I mean, these people are going to get medals. I mean, the same
Well-
medal that Simone Biles is getting,
Well, tell you what.
one of these
Michael
clowns
Phelps.
is going to get.
Well, I'll tell you who's not getting a medal. Jimmer's not getting a
No,
medal.
he is not.
I can tell you who's not getting a medal. I found this out about the Olympics, too. They only pay 3 places, okay? Win,
true.
place, or show, or you're done.
Yeah.
So,
Now, what are some of like the outside sports that you've noticed? I'm not saying that you like them, but that you're like, what the hell is this? For me, speed walking, and Hacker also introduced me to handball, which when you hear handball, you think it's like the one you play when you hit the ball against
you
the
think
wall.
it's handball.
But
That's what you think it is.
actually, handball for us is not handball.
Right. No,
apparently.
Exactly right.
It's like basketball, and you only have to dribble like twice, and you throw it in a net.
Were you kidding about speed walking? Or
No,
is that
that's
really a thing?
real.
Speed walking.
You have to keep your legs completely straight, and like
Your feet
it's
can never leave
very
the ground.
awkward.
You have to have
one foot
on the
always
ground
has to be
also.
on the ground. Yes, but it's a
Isn't
it's
like
a sport.
breakdancing an
Yes,
Olympic sport
yes.
too?
I have not caught that yet.
Yeah. I should have. The speed walking, I miss
You
my
might
calling.
have had
I mean,
that.
I walk. Let me tell you what old people do. They walk.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, JJ's a young guy. He runs. You know what old people do? We walk.
Absolutely.
I mean, you bump into an old guy. Hey, what are you doing? Well, you know what? Matlock was on earlier, and
Yeah.
I had dinner about 4 and went for a walk.
I can tell
then
you.
I went to bed. Old people walk.
Yeah,
That's what
well,
we do.
I can tell you this. The only time that I'll be running for the rest of my life is if something is chasing me that's going to eat me.
Well, I've seen, since I do run every day, like Frank was so nice to bring up, I've noticed the laziest exercise, I wouldn't even call it exercise, that's been going around. Everyone has those fake bicycles.
Right, the motorized
Yes, and they're just
Yeah.
like cruising. And it's like, what is this?
That is so true.
You're
That is-
not doing anything for your body or your health.
That
sir.
is so true. Of the motorized bicycles, by law, they should take away the pedals. Okay?
Yes.
If it looks like a moped, I can live with it. It's a moped with pedals. That's exactly well said. Very good
And
point.
it's like cool on the beach, I get it, but when you're just like riding around the
Yeah,
neighborhood,
Yeah, but
what's the point?
between
in your
ripping,
car.
between the ripping the walkers and we've pretty much taken out about everybody in one
Everyone's
segment.
60
They
and
deserved
older.
it.
That's right. So, all right, a lot of things to get to. Padded practice day. I said a little bit chippy. Anything stand out for you today? Anything grab you?
Yeah, I mean, the intensity was good to see. This is a team that's a finesse team. And, I thought it was – I also thought it was good in the way it kind of happened because it lent itself to a genuine – I think battle in the trenches. Ezra Cleveland got tied up with Tyler Lacey, and they kind of it kind of set the tone. And then like 2 or 3 plays later, it got escalated. Again, it didn't last very long. I mean, it broke up pretty quick. But I like the fact that on both sides of the lines, I'm seeing strong performances, and so it gives me hope that the offensive line will be better and will be more physical, and I think the defensive front is really got a chance to be special. So yeah, it was good to see. I think in terms of the passing game, I would say it was kind of a draw day. Some good, some bad, but certainly I think offensively they've found their stride the last couple of days, it seems like. So yeah, I mean, I thought a good day, and I think the Miami Dolphins have a problem on September 8th.
The South Sudan team, by the way, has whittled 10 points off the deficit. It was 19 a moment ago. It's now a 9-point deficit to the United States midway through the third quarter. We'll continue to update you there. I'll tell you what stood out for me. I will say this. Parker Washington and Elijah Cooks had the two big catches. That Elijah Cooks catch was big time. Now, I mean, it was and look, the receiving room will go as Christian Kirk goes mainly, but as Kirk, Gabe Davis, and Brian Thomas Jr. go, and I think he's coming around. The game's slowing down for him a little. Have you noticed that for Brian Thomas? So
yeah, hopefully.
And so the passing game's going to go as those three go. But I will tell you, Parker Washington is a different guy. And Elijah Cooks, who got the very meaningful time last year, even if he didn't catch a lot of passes, is going to be a tough out this year. We've talked about Josh Cephas, the rookie. So I will say this, the receiving room, the depth of the receiving room is better than I thought. Now, there's a lot of names we know because they've been here in camp before. Tim Jones has been a very good special teams player here before.
I think Duvernay is going to make an impact. Now, he's the fourth.
But he's going to be in play.
And he's a lock. So I know you're talking about bubble guys. And we know Duvernay's a lock because of his return
Devin Duvernay will be the return guy. Yeah. So he'll be the fourth guy. And then Parker Washington, Cooks or Cephas. It's a better room. It's going to be a deeper room than I would have thought. I guess that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I would agree. And the play Cooks made in the end zone was, very acrobatic. So it was great to see that. And I think the roster is in a good place. I do think it will be a difficult cut. I have not always been able to say that about a Jaguars training camp.
Agreed.
A lot of times it's been, well, they got to keep 53 of these guys, right. And we'll see. But it's not going to be one they've got 45 guys I like, and then they're going to have to pick 8 guys that we'll see if they make it through waivers. If the club picks up some guys that were released from other teams. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that this year.
You're not going to see 7 new guys after the cut day?
I honestly will be surprised if there's one, because assuming they don't have a bunch of injuries between now and cut day, because I do think it will be a quality 53, and they're far enough back in the waiver process that if some real unbelievable player surprisingly does get released, I'd be surprised if that player works all the way down to where the Jaguars will be in the waiver claim. Again, that's based off of where you picked in the draft, not trading down, but where you were your natural selection was. So I think it's a good 53. I think they're going to have a lot of tough decisions. I think it will be a year where there will be a couple of cuts where you're like, wow, okay, that's a little bit of a surprise, because they're just going to have a difficult decision. Again, if everybody stays healthy. Now, if they start having injuries, it gets a lot easier to cut down to that 53.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll start the program with Sports and Courts. The NFL Sunday Ticket, class action suits, all the rage, all the talk in the NFL. Where will that thing land? Where are we headed? That's up next. Brett Hastings jumps in from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Sports and Courts is next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Realtors. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Katie Ledecky continued her dominance with a win in the 1500 free. Our Steve Futterman has more.
Well, it's no surprise. Katie Ledecky easily wins the women's 1500-meter freestyle. It was a wire-to-wire victory. She led from the very start. It was no contest, really, and she sets another Olympic record.
Ledecky's Olympic record time of 15:30.02 was more than 10 seconds ahead of second place Anastasia Kirpochnikova of France. The win gives Ledecky her 12th career Olympic medal and her 8th career gold, both tying her for the most ever by an American woman. And the U.S. men's basketball team leads South Sudan 55-36 at the half. Bam Adebayo with 14 points, 6 of 6 from the floor to lead the Americans. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ryan Radke, Westwood One Sports.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed, when you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
It's time to fire up your grill, shoot off some fireworks, and launch one of the biggest sales in the history of the United States. It's our independent sale happening right now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. Whether you drive a car, a truck, or an EV, everyone is welcome to celebrate our independent sale with the lowest prices, largest inventory, and the most love for our country. Come celebrate with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You don't want to miss this.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Tired of dealing with clogged drains? What about bad smells coming from your pipes? You need to call Duck Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Duck Duck Rooter can help with any plumbing issue at your home or business. DuckDuckRooter.com.
We will be perfect.
Training camp.
You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Get daily training camp coverage brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Perfection
on 1010XL.
Visionaries, builders, and doers, are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. You've heard me talk about the Rolex my grandfather gave me for graduating from college, but there's something else you need to know about Rolex watches from an official Rolex jeweler for over 60 years. If you own a Rolex, probably today more than ever before, if you need that Rolex serviced, you should only visit an official Rolex jeweler. In North Florida, there are 4, with Underwood's 3 stores, and Mayors has 1. Anybody else claiming to work on Rolex has no direct access to parts, and the use of non-authentic Rolex parts jeopardizes your Rolex from both an authenticity and a value standpoint. At Underwood's, we have state-of-the-art Rolex repair shops, both designed and outfitted by Rolex and staffed by Rolex watch technicians trained by Rolex. And best of all, our shop is on premise, so your Rolex will never leave Jacksonville, and our Rolex repairs carry a 2-year warranty. At Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops at Ponte Vedra.
Hey folks, Curtis Dvorak here. Are you a golfer, pickleball player, or a concert lover? Well, if you said yes to any of those, join me for the first ever Patriot Games on Saturday, September 21st at the Yards in Ponte Vedra. All proceeds benefit Operation New Uniform, which is a transition training program for service members, veterans, and military spouses. For more information, visit onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now time for Sports in Courts, legal issues in the sports world with Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Hit back with Hastings.
Brett Hastings joins us now as we move along on a hot summer day. Brett, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How about you guys?
Man, we are doing great. We got football, we got Olympics, we got it all going on. But the football people are a little nervous as NFL owners might be on the hook to pay $14 billion in damages on this antitrust suit involving the NFL Sunday Ticket. From 10,000 feet, give us a big picture of exactly what happened here, Brett.
Okay, so you know, literally right now in a courtroom in California, they're arguing the motion for a new trial, okay? They're not going to win on it. This is just sort of a procedural formality, okay? And what had happened is a jury awarded $4.6 billion and $97 million for an antitrust violation, right? We talk about it all the time. What the jury found was they said, hey, the NFL has created a monopoly, and essentially what they did was they said, okay, all 32 teams get together, band together, and let's force everybody to pay this whatever $300 package so that if you're, you know, you can see the Jaguars in Jacksonville, right? You get to see it over there on TV. But if you're a Steelers fan in Jacksonville, you're a God forbid why you'd be a Titans fan or whatever else, you basically have to buy this package so that you can see your team outside of it. The jury, they had 28 witnesses. They had a lot of exhibits, came back and found that they had violated, that it was a monopoly, and so they did this $4.6 million. So how do we get to $14 billion, right? Well, if you have an antitrust violation, there's something called treble damages, which are essentially triple damages. And it's to punish the person who's found to have done the wrong, right? Here, the NFL. Now, what's wild is $14 billion, right? That's $1 billion more than the NFL's reported national revenue last year. So this is a significant case.
Brett, in terms of this, on what grounds could they win the appeal, in your opinion?
So one of the things that they're trying to argue today is that the math was wrong and that, you know, without getting into, you know, a ton of the weeds, that there had been discounts given, that those were added the wrong way. I don't know that they can get out and necessarily win that it wasn't an antitrust violation. I think what you could potentially see is it could go up on appeal, and if there was some merit to the calculations and that if the jury had somehow gotten those calculations wrong, it could be remanded to fix that. That's what we could see. But right now it appears to be a strong case. I don't know that the treble damages will end up being put in place, but, you know, the $4 billion and all that it's relatively sound, but $4 billion is a lot of money, even for the richest sports organization on earth. So I think you're going to see this continuing to go through the appellate courts for a while.
So, Brett, how does this work for someone like me? I mean, I've had the NFL Sunday Ticket for 25 years or whatever. I mean, how does that work for people that what do they get?
Well, right now you don't know, right? Because what happens a lot of times whenever there's a large, we hear about class actions, right?
Right.
And these other things. What happens is a lot of times they break them into something that we call in the law a matrix, right? And so you'd figure out how many people have been harmed at different times and how you go about returning some of that money. Here it was also for, bars and establishments who bought the package. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I think more likely than not, you would see credits made. What's really interesting, and I think all the sports fans that are listening right now, one of the things that they sought in the lawsuit and that the court, I think, is still going to give some direction on is maybe these packages should be broken down by division.
Right.
Maybe you should be able to get individual games. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to come out of this. We're going to have to wait a little while to see, but I think that's where we're going to see this be a game changer. The NFL can insulate themselves from, quote, antitrust violations, but I think the consumers would be able to get what they want, right, to buy or to go get these specific games. Part of what they're saying in the trial is, I think we all know it, as sports fans, I'm still amazed that I can drive home from a sporting event and, your friends, family, kids can watch a game on a phone, right? That's like just so cutting edge. Well, they could clearly offer these packages so that you could push and play and get the different games. And so kind of the heart of why they said it was an antitrust is they said, no, we're not going to break this up. 32 teams, let's all hang together on this, and let's make somebody pay this larger lump sum. So the important thing is going to be we're going to have to wait and get some direction, but I think we're going to get to where we can buy individual games or have smaller packages.
Brett, if the NFL loses the appeal, can they pay out the sum over time, or do they have to come up with all of it right then and there?
In theory, you got to come up with it all then and there. But a lot of times, the parties are going to work together as they do it. What's interesting is, so once you have a judgment and something's on appeal, the person who's lost has to put up a bond, right? And a bond isn't just like insurance that we talk about. It's more like we had talked the other day on the show about indemnity, right? It's dollar for dollar on a bond. So the NFL would have to go in, and while they appealed, and right now what we have on paper is a $4.6 billion and $97 million in a separate part of the finding. You'd have to put that up as a bond, so that you could continue to go on at the appeal. Then once, if you lose on the appeal or it's finally extinguished, then you can go and execute on the assets of the NFL. A lot of times what happens, people post a bond and then they continue to negotiate and you work through settlements, as it relates to it.
So you think the way this is going to end, and it made a lot of sense when I heard you say it, that if the NFL does lose again or doesn't appeal properly or doesn't win the appeal, whatever, that the consumers aren't getting big checks. They're going to get some sort of a credit from whoever owns the ticket. Is that kind of where you think it's going to land?
That's where I think it's going to go. But I got to be honest with you. This, in a lot of ways, I don't know that the NFL took this case as serious, as it was. And so I think a lot of people are from the league side are a little bit shocked and are now in the process of figuring out how to do it. That seems like the most logical way. There's not a lot out there, and there's not a lot in the legal pleadings about how they anticipate to handle that. So we'll kind of have to wait and see.
All right, well, fair enough. Well, for people that don't know, I think most of you do, in addition to being our legal analyst, Brett's also my lawyer. Listen, Brett, I'm not greedy. A couple million, I'm good. Okay, all these people want billions. When you're representing me in this, as you will be, a couple million and I'm good, bro. I am not greedy. Just make sure you know that.
Give us all 10 years of the free ticket. We'll go, right?
Brett, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. Brett Hastings, that is Sports in Courts, and it really is an interesting story. And by the way, because everyone's asking me, well, if I own the ticket, what do I get out of it? Well, what you're probably getting is credit. You're not getting a big fat check. I wanted one of the big, the big checks.
Yeah, absolutely.
The big charity checks.
Maybe Ed McMahon knocks on your door.
Yeah, I wanted the big check.
Just for the spirit of it.
$2 million, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to hold out for billions.
Yeah.
$2 million and I'm good.
I think that's very noble of you.
Well, that's how I am, Hays.
Yeah.
Greed,
selfless.
Greed ruins the world. It's about I've told you this. With me, it's about the other guy.
It's very much kumbaya.
Hays headlines are on the other side. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Folks, this summer, happiness is a new Chevy. That's right, a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. Get this. This month, you can save up to $8,500 off a new Silverado. Or, well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 model. And that's with the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee. Your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $2,250 in trade assistance. Want an even better deal? Well, ask about Demo Model for even deeper discounts. You can shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership conveniently located at the corner of Park and Cabot. This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. So head to Nimnick Chevrolet today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Bolt City Heating and Air is here to keep you cool this summer. Anytime, any day, whenever you need fast, reliable air conditioning service. Their friendly technicians have fully stocked work vans, so they can get your AC done on site the same day. Rely on a family-owned, Jacksonville-grown company this summer to keep your home cooling system working smarter, not harder. Experience the Bolt difference. Visit BoltCityAC.com to schedule your service appointment. BoltCityAC.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hays. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3-putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year one. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Fish are good at hiding. Captain Kevin can help you find them.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Thursday nights at 6.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss on 1010XL AM.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin, just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Offensive coordinator Press Taylor spoke this morning about the importance of having communication with Doug Peterson.
In here every single day, we're all working side by side. But yeah, I think communication is the most critical thing, especially as an offense. We always tell our guys, we just want 11 people running the exact same play, seeing it the exact same way, IDing who the front side point is, how we're blocking a certain look. As long as we do that, whether it's right or wrong, if we have 11 guys on the same page, we got a very good chance to be successful.
Since Taylor got the job in 2022, the offensive play calling has bounced between Peterson and Taylor. With Taylor's play calling abilities being heavily criticized after last year, Peterson is giving Taylor and the offense another chance to mesh things together this season. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here. We've got JJ LaSelva. I'm Hays Carlyon. Thanks to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Had lunch with my good buddy Holt today. We are heading down to see Gators Canes in a month. So, yes.
Holt nervous? Is he a nervous fan?
He is, because he doesn't think they'll be very good, which I get. So I'm sort of the optimist in the friendship, and he's sort of the realist in the friendship.
He's also, we've had lunch with him. He's kind of even-keeled guy.
He is.
He doesn't get pissy like we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, he just turns off the TV.
Right.
Like, he's just like, okay, I'll go do something else.
I envy those people.
Yeah,
I know.
Me too.
But he is fired up for the season, so it should be a lot of fun, hopefully, if Billy Napier can get it going. All right, Frank, let's dive right in with Jaguars training camp. Practice number 7, the intensity certainly went up today.
I like it was hot, and it's about the time of year where it gets a little chippy. That's okay. It's a good team. It's a tough physical team. The receivers stood out to me today. That's what jumped off the page a little bit. Not just the catches that Elijah Cooks and Parker Washington made, because everyone's talking about those, but just the depth of the group. I think Brian Thomas Jr., I think the game's slowing down for him a bit. It'll take a while. He's a rookie, but I feel that. It happened in college, too, by the way. It took a while for it to slow down for him. But the receivers, the offense, has looked appreciatively much better, decisively better than they did early on. Look, there's been some fun battles out there for sure.
Press Taylor says Tank Bigsby had a lot of unlucky situations last year and is now headed in the right direction.
I agree with that. I think the fumble in the preseason, then that wacky play or two in the first game, he never got his confidence back. I thought he worried about ball security. Listen, ball security has to be important, but not so much that you worry about it, because you don't run as freely if you're too worried about it. And that's the tough thing about not fumbling. You got to be careful not to fumble when you're free and easy, but you can't let 2 hands on the ball concern you so much. Protecting an 8-point lead with 2 minutes to play, 2 hands on the ball and go down. But 2 minutes into the game, nothing. You got to run free and easy, and I think that affected him. I really do.
99 out of 100 times I would mock a coach saying, well, he had a lot of unlucky situations last year. But I actually think this is the one that I would grant it for. Because I do think that the play in Indianapolis was just bizarre. And Press even made a point of saying, I bet you it was teaching tape for the entire league that next week. And, if you don't remember, the ball kind of bounces to Tank. He thinks it's a dead ball.
Right.
And the Colts defender, wisely came up and punched it out. Colts get the ball and almost pulled off the weak one upset.
And he also had an interception go off his hand.
Right.
It was a little bit of a fastball.
It was.
But it still went off his hand.
Yeah, let's get it to around the NFL. DJ Moore, the talented receiver out of Chicago, gets a 4-year, $110 million extension from the Bears. The 27-year-old Moore had 96 catches for 1,364 yards and 8 touchdowns last season.
Boy, receivers are getting paid, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I mean, that's kind of been Hays' the story of the offseason. Not just quarterbacks getting paid, because they always get paid, but receivers getting paid, the story of the offseason.
No doubt about it. The league will test Sony's Hawkeye technology system for ball spotting as the most popular sports entity in this country moves away from having 2 guys holding a chain to determine whether a first down was earned. They're going to experiment with Hawkeye this preseason in some of the games, but the hope is that they will be ready to implement this, if not by 25, by 26. So they are moving in the right direction with it. The technology will immediately alert the official that spots the ball if a first down was gained.
Well, 2 things. Number 1, I'm glad we have that technology to determine whether or not you got the line to gain. But there should also be technology in place to determine where to spot the ball. The fact that we still spot the ball with a 63-year-old ref racing on a field where guys are running 4.240s and then putting their foot where they think the ball, where their eyeball told them the ball went, and then catching the ball and putting it where their foot is. In 2024, technology has to have given us a better way. Has to.
Why is it going to take 2 years, too? That's really annoying.
Well,
imagine if it works flawlessly this preseason. They're like, all right, 2026, be ready.
The league, for whatever reason, is always slow as molasses when it comes to technology and change. I don't know if that's because the owners are older on the scale and therefore more reluctant to it, or if they just don't like change. But they've always, as a league, as a group, been very reluctant to technology advances. I do think that if the Hawkeye works well, and I think it will, then I would agree with you, Frank. Then I think they'll go to the next phase, which is chip the ball and use that to determine exactly where the ball should be spotted.
That's the one I can't believe we haven't done yet.
I agree.
That one more than any. That would be so easy. You can tell
the minor league was doing it.
Right.
That whatever the XFL or UFL, whichever one was just playing a couple months ago, they use it.
Instead, God bless his soul, we've got Barney in his 43rd year in the league.
Right.
He retired from being a dentist 8 years ago, and he's racing downfield, trying to outrun John Mechie to put his foot down and see where the ball landed, and then he catches it and puts the ball down where his foot is.
It's a bad system, no doubt about it. ESPN's Bill Barnwell did a really cool feature today, at least in my opinion. He predicted future Hall of Fame classes. I will tell you, if he's right about the 2026 class, it will be one for the ages. Drew Brees, Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, Jason Witten, and Richard Sherman.
That would probably, if he's right about that, that would be a Hall of Fame class with more name value than any in 20 years. As far as name value, as far as guys that you remembered and knew, because every Hall of Fame class has a guy or two that you remembered him and you knew he was good, but you kind of forgot. That's 5 guys that you know very clearly everything they've done.
Yeah, absolutely. He did not have Fred Taylor in this, by the way, so no real Jaguars of note in this, but it was a fun exercise if you want to go check that out on ESPN.com. Let's get it to college football. 1 month from today.
Oh, that's not true.
Gators.
I don't believe you.
Canes.
I don't believe it.
The Swamp. We will probably be midway through the second quarter, exactly a month from this moment.
You know my recommendation, what we do?
What's that?
On the Friday show, Friday right before the game, you and me and JJ just quit speaking to each other. We'll just do a whole silent show. What's wrong with this Frangie show? They're not speaking to each other.
Very avant-garde.
Yeah, they're just not. They're not. I'm not hearing it. Well, they're not speaking to each other.
If I had to go through life without talking to any Gator fans, that would be pretty much every single person I know, including my brother who graduated.
Yeah, including the 3 in the car coming up 301 from Ocala.
Me versus my wife and 2 of my friends, and they're all Gators. It'll be a really tough ride back home.
Yeah, we'll have to meet
or
up
a really
before
great
the game.
ride back. back home. Oh, yeah, we will. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Me and Leon are going to have a little spot, so Hays, definitely tag along.
I can't wait. It's going to be great. 1 month from today, we will, like I said, we'll probably be about midway through the second quarter.
And I will tell
Florida,
you,
Miami.
and I will tell you this, and I'm serious about this. Apart from the fact that the three of us are diehard fans of one of the two teams, it's also two really intriguing teams.
Yes, it is.
It's teams that have fallen off their perch. It's teams that believe this is a year they might have climbed back closer to it.
And anything could happen in this game.
Anything in this game could happen. I mean, it's an intriguing game, man.
We've talked about what it will do for the team that loses, but for the team that wins,
well, that's right.
What a momentum boost
Chest
out of the gate for Florida or Miami.
If Miami wins, they're 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Florida wins, they'll get off the 5-1 start, 5-2 start. But Miami, look out if they win.
No doubt about it. Let's get to college basketball. We don't talk about college basketball that much in July, but the Gators are going to open their season here in Jacksonville at VyStar Arena against South Florida on Monday, November 4th. Game time will be released a little closer to the game, but that's exciting that we'll see Todd Golden and the Gators against the South Florida Bulls here at the arena.
And I love it because in large part for all the many reasons I love it, I think, and it's always fun when the Gators play here, but I think they're going to be really good. I think the basketball team I hope is good. I'm sorry, the football team I hope is good. The basketball team I'm confident is going to be really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to have a great season as well. Let's get it to the Olympics. Team USA, the men's basketball team, is facing South Sudan right now, and it looks good. The U.S. up 20 late in the fourth quarter. So South Sudan gave them some problems in the exhibition, but I was surprised. The Americans were a 28.5-point favorite in this game. They may actually get to that. They've got a chance at least, but they've gotten great performances off the bench from Bam Adebayo, Derek White, and KD. So shaky game for Curry, but some of the other superstars have really stepped up.
Yeah, two things. Number one, we only started watching it at halftime. I still haven't seen much Jason Tatum. Now, maybe he played in the first half.
He started, but I don't know how much. He's only I think when I looked at the box score a few minutes ago, he was 1 of 3. Yeah. He still is. So
since I've been watching, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's only got 2 points. So he's 1 of 3 from the field. Curry 1 of 9. Right. 0 for 6 shooting the 3 total points. Right now Bam has 16 to lead the U.S. KD has 14.
And by the way, you might not have seen this, so I want to help you with headlines. On the TV to your left, you've been looking at the one on your right.
Yes.
It is now 3-on-3. U.S. down 8-5 to Team Poland. Okay. U.S. 3-on-3 basketball.
Poland's got a strong squad, though.
8-5 to Team Poland.
What is this? I mean, this is only made more ridiculous by the fact this is going on at the same time as the real basketball.
8-5 Team
That's
Poland
a great point.
with the lead on a Wednesday afternoon in Europe.
I mean, I've seen games at the Y that are more competitive than this.
Yeah.
By the way, USA's next game in 5-on-5 is this Saturday, 11:15 a.m. against Puerto Rico, which I didn't even know Puerto Rico was allowed to have a team considering they're part of the United States.
Yeah, they always do, and that will be 11:15. I'll watch some of that. I won't
What
be
a
able to watch all of
rivalry.
it. I'll be at the. I'll be like you, I would imagine, at the stadium.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's get it to pop culture. We've got a great flashback for you today. Released on this date back in 1987, The Lost Boys. It's got the Coreys. You get Haim and Feldman. It's got Jamie Gertz. It's got Kiefer Sutherland. One of the best vampire movies ever made. Very rewatchable movie. Made for $8 million. It made $32 million. Very successful horror film, The Lost Boys.
Did the Coreys ever do something without the other one?
I don't think so.
I think the Coreys were always a double dip.
I think so. They were like License to Drive. You got both Coreys.
Right.
Dream a Little Dream. You got both Coreys.
Which was kind of a good movie.
It was, yeah.
Dream a Little Dream.
License to Drive's a great movie. It's got Heather Graham at 19 years old. It's a fantastic film.
Yeah, I like it, but I really like Dream a Little Dream.
Yeah, Dream a Little Dream's got Meredith Salinger in it. And,
Was Corey Haim in the Goonies?
Corey Haim is not in the Goonies, but Corey Feldman was.
Yeah,
he
that's
played,
what I
and Corey Feldman. I'll give you one that Feldman was in that Haim was not. That's a great movie. Stand by Me.
Classic.
That's a great movie. River Phoenix is in that, but the late River Phoenix. But there you go. Lost Boys, out on this date back in 1987. Let's get it to happy birthday wishes to actor Wesley Snipes, who turned 62 today. That's right, Willie Mays Hayes is 62 years old.
I wonder if he's still slow. You know the story, don't you?
That's so great.
JJ, you know why all those they were in slow motion every time he would run in the movie?
I didn't know that he was actually slow.
He's really slow. So if you're ever watching Major League and you see him steal a base, it's always in slow motion because he's really slow. And he's supposed to be playing this fast guy, and he's really so they put it in slow motion.
Wesley Snipes was actually pretty famous in Ocala for a while.
Really?
Because he was sent to federal prison for not paying taxes, and he was doing his court appearances were in Ocala for like a month.
Wow,
I didn't know that. I knew he went to jail. I didn't know it was in Ocala.
It was. I didn't know that either. It was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah, because he had done Blade, and his movie career had sort of started to fade. But,
I know Ocala's got La Selva, the Brantleys, and Travolta. I thought it was just those four.
And now Wesley Snipes
and now
is
Wesley
legal
Snipes.
troubles.
That's the fifth. I didn't know that. What is that?
We'll get you out on our musical note of the day. We're celebrating the best songs of the summer from 1984 this week. Today we honor the Pointer Sisters, whose Jump for My Love peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Top 100. The trio won the Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group for this classic. Well done, June, Ruth, and Anita. So to recap, we've had When Doves Cry, Dancing in the Dark, Jump for My Love, and the summer of '84 still has 2 more masterpieces that we'll get to as the week progresses.
What a great stretch of music. What a great stretch of music. Well done on headlines.
Thank you.
Per usual. I love this song. We're going to take a break. When we come back, you're going to hear from possibly the best football player on the Jacksonville Jaguars team. Hays caught up with yet another star player for his one-on-one. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Want more Jags? Subscribe to the 1010XL Jaguars YouTube channel. Looking coverage of the Gators? Subscribe to the 1010XL Gators YouTube channel. Need your FSU fix? Well, subscribe to the 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel. Your favorite team, one specific location.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Are you thinking about upgrading your outdoor space with artificial turf? Well, you're going to love working with Caleb at Sunshine Turf. He's genuine, always on time, and really trustworthy. Frank Frangie here. We had Sunshine Turf design and install turf at the Bragan Baseball Complex, and it's gorgeous and maintenance-free. From putting greens to pet runs around pools and more, Sunshine Turf can do it all. Visit sunshineturf.info to get a free quote today from Sunshine Turf. That's sunshineturf.info.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Wednesday is Free Friday at 1010XL's Restaurant of the Day, John Smith Subs. Experience the thrill of the grill and get free fries with any sandwich purchase all day today. Bring your big mouth to John Smith Subs on Hodges at JTV.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Your cooling system isn't working. Maybe somebody showed up with a portable electronic device. Then they discussed with you what your options are. Maybe they gave you an estimate that seems like an awful lot of money. What's the smart thing to do? When the situation merits a second opinion, get a Mike Merritt opinion. Yes, the Mike Merritt Comfort Team shows up with hand tools. We've never been able to fix an air conditioning problem with a tablet. Mike Merritt has been the trusted name for more than 30 years because there's never any hocus pocus. The Merritt team will walk you through the diagnostic steps up close and personal and show you exactly what you need. And the Mike Merritt price is likely to be far less because there's never an overtime charge, and the Merritt team doesn't work on commission. So remember, when it comes to the health of your cooling system, a second opinion can only help, and a Mike Merritt opinion can save you money. Florida license CACO 50384.
An ACL tear can be a devastating injury with prolonged pain and rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari. I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who grew up right here in Jacksonville and then went on to train with the world-renowned Dr. James Andrews. At Bari Orthopedics, we use the most current techniques to get you back on the field with less pain and quicker rehabilitation. We treat all types of sports injuries with the newest techniques available. Please call us for a consultation or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com. Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The Gators have been dominating in the pool so far over in Paris. Last night, Bobby Fink took home the silver in men's 800-meter freestyle. Then just moments ago, one of the most decorated Olympic swimmers of all time, Katie Ledecky, absolutely dominated the women's 1,500-meter freestyle event for her 8th gold medal. Ledecky won the 30-lap race by a mind-boggling 10 seconds. Ledecky is the record holder for medals won by an American woman and has the second most medals earned by a swimmer in Olympic history. Caleb Dressel will hop back in the water tomorrow, swimming in the men's 50-meter freestyle semifinal at 2:30. Tune in on NBC. It's 90 degrees at 4:58. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on The Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
We've got drama on a Wednesday night in Paris. Greg Maddux just committed a turnover, and it turned into a layup for Poland. There's Greg Maddux right there, number 9. And Kenyon Barry trying to bring back the 3-on-3 team. Was he just called for a travel? He was just called for travel.
I've never seen a more discombobulated 3-on-3 team.
They're down 18-15 to Team Poland.
Looks like Billy Napier's special teams out there.
They're down 18. It's 21 for the win. It just does not look good. We're about to go 0-2. Okay. Quite possibly the least athletic conglomeration of basketball players in the history of the sport going head-to-head with Team Poland here. Have you noticed?
It's disgraceful. I mean,
we just fouled the guy on the 3. No, we didn't. My bad. We didn't foul.
The good news is that next Olympics, you better believe there'll be some like actual NBA players in this. I think that we're gonna take this as like a learning experience as a nation.
All right,
it's gonna take a while to heal from this.
4 years.
On the bright spot, or on the other side of the news, Katie Ledecky won again, won convincingly. I did not realize, I told you guys this maybe during the break, she's got the 19 fastest times.
It's incredible.
In the history of the event, the 1500 free. The 19 fastest times.
It's amazing.
Ever.
I mean, talk about finding your calling in life.
I mean, isn't that amazing?
It's astonishing. And she won, Max said in the update, by 10 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, that's just unbelievable. She is so much better than everybody else on the planet at this.
I mean, it really is. Meanwhile, the drama continues. The U.S., in a game that will change the course of our nation, has cut the deficit to 1 in 3-on-3 basketball against Team Poland. Jimmer Fredette just D'ing up that guy. Look, we can tie right here. Jimmer
is
from
there a
3.
clock or is it just?
No, there's no clock. You get a 21 wins.
Okay, of course.
Wow, what drama.
You know who would have been great in this is Vinnie Johnson.
Yeah, he would.
The microwave.
Yeah, you know who else would have been good? Michael Jordan.
I was gonna say LeBron James.
Okay, Michael Jordan too would have been good at this too. I'll give you one more. Magic Johnson would have been good at this. In case you're looking for guys, so there is that. Meanwhile, I'll update you in a second. You know who else is good? Josh Hines Allen is good. Good guy. You could see what not just, and we're going to play the interview in a second. But boy, he's in great shape, isn't he? You can really see it.
I even asked him in the interview because he looks like he was always obviously incredibly physically gifted, and that's why he was the 7th pick in the draft. But so the traits have always been outstanding. But it really looks like he gained muscle last offseason. Then he had the spectacular franchise record 17.5 sacks. But it looks like he has gained even more muscle and pure strength this offseason. I mean, he looks like he really has taken his conditioning to an even higher level. He is in magnificent shape, and that power was on full display today. He went over Cam Robinson in a rep today. Now, things happen. Don't treat that as a reflection on Cam Robinson's entire training camp. But for one rep today, Josh Allen just simply ran over Cam Robinson to get to the quarterback. His power is incredible right now.
They list him at 6'5", 255.
There's no chance.
I'll bet he's in the 270s.
Absolutely.
He had another great offseason in Phoenix. He looks physical, and he looks terrific. He's also a terrific guy, a great leader. Josh Hines Allen, the subject of this Hays Carlyon one-on-one.
All right, we are pleased to be joined with Jaguars defensive end outside linebacker Josh Hines Allen here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good day at work today. Can improve to get better tomorrow. What's today? What's today?
Today's Tuesday? I lose track
Tuesday?
too. Tuesday, yeah.
So Thursday. Come back Thursday, ready to play.
How is the wife and kids? Family good?
Everybody's great. It's good to see them keep growing and getting better just as much as I am. Man, it's exciting to see.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you since, but congratulations on the contract. That was awesome to see, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Hays. I appreciate that.
In terms of looking at the off season, you got to go to Milan. How was that for Fashion Week? Did you enjoy that?
I did. It was a different experience for me, something that I can, probably wait a couple years to do it again. But I had a great time. My wife and I had a great time together. We spent a lot of time, first time in Italy, so we got to enjoy that part of it. And, they treated us good out there.
Good. Glad to hear. How do you feel like it's going for the defense so far in camp, Josh?
Man, camp's been great. I think yesterday, first day in pads, was a wake me up. But then today, we responded well. I seen a lot of dog in everybody, both sides of the ball. We competed really well today. And I just see another area for us to get better in next time we come out here.
It was pretty physical and intense today, too, out there, it seemed like.
It should be. That's,
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of looking at it in Coach Nielsen's scheme, as you get more into it, do you like kind of how you're being utilized? Does it fit your strengths?
I can make every play on the field. That's the position that I'm put in at all times, and learn the capabilities that I can and will do it. Stop the run, be able to rush the passer, just execute your technique, man. If I can do that well, I can dominate.
From a conditioning standpoint, how much muscle do you feel like you've put on since last season?
A lot, but it's good. I put on a lot of good weight, man, and I'm still moving as fluent as ever.
What's your playing weight now?
Wherever I'm at.
Okay.
Where I'm at, I got a good range, but, for me, man, as long as I can, still be fast, still be quick off the ball, and now I put on a little bit more weight, man, you can feel the power that come behind it now. So, I'm excited about it, and, stay healthy too.
Yeah, you had a great rep against Cam, who obviously has done a lot of good things in this league, so that's got to be pleasing to see that power translating over.
Definitely, but, it works both ways, man. We compete every day. One day he'll give me next play, I'll get him. You know what I mean? So at that moment, I just, worked my technique and, again, had that little power behind me. But, again, what did he do? What did he do wrong in his technique that made me do that? So it's about correcting and moving forward. There's areas where I can improve on that rush as well, staying up. But overall, I think it was a good learning rep from both of us, and, can't wait to do it again.
This was obviously a really long practice, and I appreciate your time. What's the rest of the day look like for you, like in terms of your routine?
What time is it?
It's 11:30 now.
Ooh, good. Got a little break. Get a little break. Recover a little bit. Eat a little food. Start meetings and sitting down the rest of the day.
Absolutely. You've been very vocal about legacy and how much that means to you. Do you feel like you're now at a point where you've got a chance to really have an extraordinary career and be the kind of player that this city remembers forever?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I'm at the trajectory that I feel like I'm going in right now is up. So if I can continue to stay healthy, continue to play at a very high level, man, I don't know what my limit is, but I got to go reach it.
Let's talk about some of your teammates. Trayvon, what kind of strides are you seeing out of him as he goes into year 3?
Man, just playing fast. Obviously we're handed the same way I feel about playing a new position. He's played this position before, so for him to just pick up on it quicker and quicker, just the technique area of it. But pass rushing wise, he has every ability to do it. And he's doing it. He's taking the next stride, and we're working together. He's rushing really well. He's planning out his rushes. So I'm excited to rush with him. I'm excited to rush with Eric. D-Ham. Roy. We got a lot of guys that can really get after it this year, and I'm excited to start going, but we got to stop the run.
Yeah, it's been a great offseason. You got, obviously, your extension. Trevor got his. Tyson got his. How cool is that to be part of that trio of homegrown guys that are now getting rewarded and have a chance to, play here for a decade or longer?
Definitely. I don't think we're done yet, man. I think we got a couple of other guys, man, that's going to be deserving of it, when they keep putting that work in. But that's what you do, man. I feel like, you got great guys in the locker room, guys that play well on the field and continue to get better each and every year. That's, you pay for that, So I think everybody's getting their money's worth, and hopefully we can continue to get this track going.
Awesome. Well, Josh Hays Carlyon, I know very tough practice, hot practice out there today. Thank you so much for taking some time to speak to us, and certainly best of luck to you the rest of camp.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Josh just turned 27 years old and turned it in earlier this month, actually, and he's already got 45 career sacks here. So he has put himself in position to be one of the great defenders that this franchise has ever had. I mean, that's just what the numbers tell you. If he goes out and gets, 17 sacks this year, he only needs 10 to tie Bracken's for the franchise record for career sacks. But he has a chance to really have an extraordinary level of success as a Jaguar if he's here, till he's 32, 33 and beyond.
You asked me about Tyson Campbell, and could Tyson Campbell, right about the time he got paid, we had the discussion, could he wind up being among the best Jaguar defenders ever? And I said, let's let it play out a little bit. I hear you. Now, if you had asked me that question about Josh Hines-Allen, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the best. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time he leaves here, he's the best and most impactful defensive player in the history of the franchise. Again, we've had this conversation. There have been great players here, but if you did a Mount Rushmore of Jags, and you whittled it down from the six that included Brunell, Baselli, Fred Taylor, Jimmy Smith, Maurice Jones-Drew, Fred Taylor, Keenan McCardell. If that's your six. Well, they're all offensive guys. I mean, every one of them. If you talk about best Jaguar players ever, that's in my mind that's the first six, and I'm including Keenan in there. That's the first six. So you're at least 7 deep before you get to a defensive guy, and I'm not sure seven's defense. I'd have to think about it. Rasheen might be 7th. Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. He's probably 7th. But I mean, you got to go at least 7 deep just to get to a defensive guy. So same question, Josh Hines-Allen, right, could very well be the best defensive player in the history of the franchise.
He's way further down the path and certainly, has that chance. Well, just think about this. So this is going to be his year 27 season. So think of year 27, year 28, year 29, year 30. That's 4 years. If he averages 14 sacks in that 4-year period, averages 14 sacks a year, which is asking a lot. I'm not trying to say that that's nothing. Obviously, those are superstar numbers. But he just had 17 and a half, and we believe he's in better shape and condition somehow now than he was even then when he was in excellent shape. Well, if he does that, he's going to have 100 career sacks as a Jaguar. I mean, think about that. I mean, 100 career sacks here. Again, he's got 45, so if he averages 14 over the next 4 years, he will have 100 sacks. That's if he does nothing beyond those years. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. He's well on his way to having that kind of legacy here.
All right, we'll take a break. We're going to talk some baseball, a little other NFL, maybe some college football. A lot more to do. Glad you're with us. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update. Brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. The U.S. men's basketball team improved to 2-0 in Olympic play with a 103-86 win over South Sudan. Bam Adebayo led the Americans with 18 points, while Kevin Durant chipped in 14. Both the American 3x3 teams are in action today. The women lost to Azerbaijan 20-17. The men trail Poland 18-16 with about 90 seconds to go. Big day for two of the biggest swimming stars in these games. American Katie Ledecky set an Olympic record to win the 1500 free, her 12th career Olympic medal and 8th career gold, both tied for the most ever by an American woman. Meanwhile, France's Léon Marchand thrilled the hometown crowd with a pair of gold medal performances in the 200 butterfly and 200 breaststroke. Tori Huska, the U.S. won silver in the women's 100 free. And the U.S. women's soccer team held off Australia 2-1. They finished group play with a record of 3-0. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ryan Radke, Westwood One Sports.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed. When you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
Traveling? Volunteering? Spending time with family? What's your retirement look like? With income planning from Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can help you grow and protect your wealth. They'll look at your full financial picture and help you create a flexible strategy that considers things like market conditions and healthcare expenses, so you can stop worrying about the future and enjoy whatever comes next. Visit fidelity.com/income planning. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
This is Hays Carlyon for Harold & Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold & Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And look who's back and causing a stir. Our refreshing Island Punch, Mango Berry Cosmo, and Watermelon Mojito mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time.
This is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here, and it's changing the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. I love the roulette. It's so much fun. It is so easy, and you can't find it anywhere that's better than MyBookie. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL and a revamped loyalty program ensuring a host of exclusive VIP perks. Don't miss out on the revamped MyBookie Casino. Use promo code 1010XL. Don't forget that. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Baloo for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
Tailgaters parking season passes are on sale now. Secure your Jaguar season parking today. Enjoy indoor restrooms, a full-service bar and grill, access 4 hours before kickoff. Visit tailgatersparking.com and book your space today.
Any action? Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
That's a big redfish, guys.
With Captain Kevin Faber.
Oh, my gosh.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers, how does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound, and a signing bonus. Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
Who won the very first Stanley Cup in hockey? The answer coming up.
We all know that saving money on items like homeowners insurance can be done. Ask your agent about the new Southern Oak Insurance deductible options. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Montreal Hockey Club defeated the Ottawa Hockey Club in 1894 and won the very first Stanley Cup.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Gotta change my oil.
How about Valvoline Restore and Protect? It restores and protects your engine to run like new.
Get in the zone.
It restores your engine to like factory clean?
And protects.
Get in the zone.
So Valvoline Restore and Protect restores and protects.
Now you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for $37.99.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL Weekly is out now. Mia here, and text the word weekly to subscribe to our new 1010XL newsletter and for a chance to win Jaguars and concert tickets. Get an inside look at local sports, trending players, station info, and chances to win prizes all year long.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Ricketts Electric Wednesday on the Frangie Show. Ricketts Electric, the power connection you can trust.
My friend Zach Ricketts, you can reach him at 904-320-5960, the best electrician in town. They've done so much work for us at our home, at our walk-off charities baseball park, 904-320-5960. Zach Ricketts and Ricketts Electric. That's the new name, man. I saw that.
Absolutely.
Saw the truck driving down the road the other day, one of those Ricketts Electric trucks, and the word is out. Those are the folks to call if you've got needs for an electrician. JJ, if I asked you best 3 or 4 players in baseball, top of your head, go. It's the top of your head.
Right now I'd go Judge, Ohtani. God, it hurts me to say this, but not Mike Trout. I would go, what's his name in Kansas City?
Yeah, well, that's
Bobby Witt Jr.
It's funny you get there. I think if off the top of most people's heads, Judge, Ohtani, Acuna, Soto, Mookie Betts. I think that's kind of the list. If
those 3 guys are hurt, or 2 of them, so I didn't think of them.
But I mean, I think off the top of your head, most baseball people would name the ones you named and some others. But because you're a very savvy baseball guy, you named one that everybody should name that not many will yet. Bobby Witt Jr. You're
freak.
He really is. You're ahead of me on this. So again, I should have figured you would be. But Hays, Bobby Witt Jr. is a very good shortstop. He's hitting 347. Nobody hits 347 anymore. They just don't. Good hitters hit 275 now. They used to hit 305. He's hitting 347, 19 bombs, 76 RBI, and he stole 23 bases.
He also saved the game with like 2 diving plays in the 9th inning at shortstop.
And he's a very good shortstop. I said before, before we all knew it, they were all doing steroids, that if Alex Rodriguez had stayed at shortstop. Now, the reason he didn't, he was always a shortstop in both Seattle and Texas. The problem was he was making $25 million a year, which was way more than anybody made. And the only team that was willing to pay him to continue to play and to continue to make money at that level was the Yankees. But the Yankees had Jeter at shortstop, so he became a third baseman. Otherwise, he would have never left shortstop. And I always said if A-Rod had never left shortstop, he'd be the greatest player of all time to do all he did offensively while playing shortstop, which is obviously by far, not by a little, by far the most difficult position in baseball. Well, turns out the steroids got in play, and that skewed all those opinions. But this guy's doing it while playing shortstop. He might be the best player in the game, and he might be it for a while.
He just turned 24.
He just turned 24 years old. It's amazing what a good player this guy is.
Should I know who Bobby Witt Sr. is?
He's a pitcher for the Angels.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a middling pitcher.
Right.
He was the 3rd or 4th guy in most teams' rotation. Maybe you probably shouldn't, but he was an average pitcher in the big leagues. But the question now becomes the obvious question: can Kansas City pay him for the long haul? Now they gave him what they give him. They paid him this year.
I was going to say, didn't he sign an extension?
But it wasn't 10 years, was it?
Okay.
Or maybe it was. I don't know. But
That was 11.
Oh, was it?
I thought
okay,
They
so
gave him close to $300 million.
Okay, then you know what?
So they did like a Braves contract where you sign the guy really early in his career for like a really long period of time.
Or Pujols had that deal with the Angels, but I mean
that was late. That was like when he was not early in Pujols' career, though.
Right. He was in his 30s. Actually.
Yeah,
he was actually in his 30s when they gave him a 10-year deal, which was dumb.
Very.
But the point is, this guy's an amazing player that nobody knows much about. Pretty amazing stuff.
The cool thing, too, when you look at his numbers, this is his third season in the bigs, and in terms of his average, his rookie year in 2022, he hit 254. He did have 20 home runs, 80 RBI, so a very good year. But hit 254, then it went to 276 last year, and now he is spiked to 349. So what that tells you is the league has seen him. The league has thrown its counterpunch at Bobby Witt Jr.
Great point.
And he has thrown an incredible one
haymaker.
right back at them
Right.
and said, no, not only can you not slow me down, I now have figured you out.
He also has great flow.
Yeah, he does.
Amazing hair.
He's got
it
a
looks
great
great under the helmet, under the hat. And he can turn around a fastball, like an inside fastball, like no other right-handed batter in the league right now. Like maybe Ozuna, a couple guys like that. But, yeah, for a kid that age to be doing this, and he never walks either, which is very, like, un-2024. A guy that doesn't strike out or walk too much. I mean, I'm sure he strikes out a lot. Everybody does. But to hit that high of an average without taking any walks is very peculiar. For a guy in the league right now.
It really is. I mean, it's amazing how good. And Hayes, your point's a good one. The league's had a chance to learn him, and he's done a better job of learning them. You know, that's a really good point. I mean, no, you're right about that. So, and look, all the rage. Gunnar Henderson's a really good player. He's also a shortstop. He's also got 26 home runs. But he's hitting 288, which is an enormous season. But he's hitting 288 with 13 bags. Witt's hitting 347, 60 points higher. You said what, up to 249, 349 now. 60 points higher and 10 more stolen bases.
Also, Gunnar Henderson has so much protection in that lineup.
Correct.
Like, they're stacked.
Yeah, they are.
You know, they traded Austin Hays. They got rid of him. He didn't even play there. He's a good player. Kansas City has Salvador Perez. And that is it.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're like 10 games above 500. They're pretty damn good.
Well, they can
being
pitch.
Dragged there.
They can really pitch. Brady Singer, the former Gator, is really good.
Lugo had a spectacular year.
Yeah, he did. So, but anyway, this guy is a really, really good player. I'll tell you this, JJ. I got a hunch. There's right when we pretty much pronounced them dead. There's new life for the Braves. I mean,
yeah,
don't you sense that though?
The
Not
last
just 'cause they
two
won
games were massive. I mean, like every game is massive at this point because, you know, a month ago I was like, hey, the Braves are a lock for the wild card just because everybody else in the National League kind of is all average, but that's changed. Like, you guys are good. The Mets are hot. The Padres are like the best team in the National League right now, maybe. And so there's a lot of, even the Cardinals have a decent record. Like, the Braves are not a lock for the wild card at all. So games are getting, you know, it really important right now. In the last two games, huge wins. You had Sale on the mound today, another great outing. And then yesterday, they got like a crazy outing from Bryce Elder, who basically gave up one run and was like unhittable the entire game. This kid sucks. It's crazy how the Braves are getting so many random starting pitching performances this year that have held the season together, and I love it. They had a guy a couple nights ago who looks like Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down from HBO, and he had like 11 strikeouts in his first career start. Yeah. Like, the staff is amazing.
Is there something to being a Brave? Like, do you think that gives
that
guys
so real, man.
confidence because it's Atlanta?
Very real.
Absolutely.
I think it's very real.
It's been like that for 30 years.
And by the way, I think you see that everywhere. I think average player in the transfer portal lands at Alabama and becomes better player. I think that's everywhere. But, yes, I think there is. The Braves, if you look at their enormous success, how many years have they won the East in a row?
It's 6, but it's ending this year probably.
But think of, that's right. They're probably not going to win it this year. But they've won it. Think about it now. They've won it 6 in a row, and they're not that far removed from winning it 14 times in a row in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, Who does that?
I would say specifically to Hayes' point, starting pitching.
Yeah.
Like when they put on that Braves, like Ronaldo Lopez
right.
puts on a Braves uniform this year and has an ERA under 2. Like Chris Sale, who's oft hurt, always injured. Somehow he's missed, or he hasn't missed like a single start this year, and he's been money. Like, I don't know what it is, but you put on that Braves uniform as a starting pitcher, and you're just phenomenal. Makes no sense.
Yeah, so they're good. So there also is a team that's 14-5 in the last 19 and best record in baseball. I want to throw that in, Hayes. 14.
One thing
best record in baseball in the last 19 games. Yeah, best record in baseball in the last 19 games.
And beating up on the Astros, who were one of the hottest teams.
Just showed up and beat that ass. Is what happened. But go ahead, Hayes.
Yeah, no, I mean it's an incredible story. It will be interesting to see if the Pirates can stay this hot and make a run at the tournament. One thing that I was curious about is maybe it'd be a fun topic for a slower time of the year, but you mentioned Bobby Witt Jr. Like what city has like the best group of superstar talent in all the sports? Because if you're Kansas City, if you're a kid in Kansas City, you're watching Patrick Mahomes and Bobby Witt Jr.
Really
I don't know that they have much else.
But that's a great
point. That's pretty good.
You know what though? I'd never thought about it till you just said. Once you started saying it, I saw where you were going. No one else has that. I don't have to look very far. I mean, if you think about it, wow.
LA has LeBron and Ohtani and
yeah.
But it's LA.
Good point. But they do. But they do have LeBron and Ohtani.
Yeah.
But that's a great topic. I'm racking my brain now to see who else has megastars. There's only so many megastars.
Right.
I mean, New York has Judge, but who's the biggest star on the Knicks?
I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers, but he hasn't done anything there yet.
Yeah. But that would count. Judge and Aaron Rodgers is pretty good. But again, that's New York, but that would count. I even want to go back now in time. Again, a different time of year.
Yeah.
But who's had this? I mean, Jordan and Walter Payton were there. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they would have overlapped.
I would say Jordan and Walter Payton was a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who the Red Sox might have had during the best Brady years, or the Celtics.
Yeah.
Bird and Brady didn't overlap.
Right.
I'm trying to think.
Brady would have overlapped with like Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett, Piercy, but yeah.
I'll give you one that's not like the greatest ever, but it's very 90s. Sean Kemp and Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
You know what?
You'd
have to think a long, hard time before you pick Seattle as one of those. But that's that's a lot of fun if you thought about that. So interesting stuff. So I'll take a break. I want to get to some college football as we wrap the program. This is 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL just a little more than a month away from getting started with the Week 1 matchup between Kansas City and Baltimore. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, the betting favorite to lead the league in receiving yards. Hill is at plus 650. Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings is plus 800. CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys and Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals are both plus 850. Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Detroit Lions plus 1,100 to be the receiving yards leader this year. Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets plus 1,400. This update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
What's a backflow preventer? In layman's terms, it's a device that stops water from flowing backward in your pipes, which is required to keep drinking water safe and free of any contamination. Here at Duck Duck Rooter, we offer everything you need to keep your water backflow prevention device up to date. From installation to routine testing, Duck Duck Rooter will make sure your drinking water is clean and safe from contamination. Contact us today to schedule your backflow testing, repair, or installation. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Hey, poker players. The Card Player Poker Tour is heading back to Best Bet Jacksonville from August 15th to the 26th. The tournament schedule is packed with excitement, featuring 9 events, including the $1,700 no-limit hold'em Mystery Bounty main event with a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Head to bestbetjacks.com for the full schedule and satellite information. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Family owned and managed for 20 years, Hidden Hills Golf Club boasts a unique and welcoming golfing atmosphere. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your next round on our Arnold Palmer signature course. You'll be glad you did.
When they were little, the other girls played with dolls.
Aww.
They played with footballs.
Who's that?
Yes, it's us.
Helmets and heels.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Some girls have all the fun.
The hottest trend in casual dining has expanded in Jacksonville with its 5th location off 103rd. The Flame Broiler serves up protein-packed rice bowls. It's fast, healthy, and affordable. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or visit any of our 5 locations. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hays. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Clearwater.
John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJAX.com. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Tight end Luke Farrell spoke to the media this morning to address his confidence in the entirety of the tight end room so far and how the group pushes each other and is motivated by Evan Ingram.
You don't have much better of a leader and worker than Evan in the room, like in the league. I don't know if there's a tight end that's going to work harder than him. So he sets the standard. We follow that, and it's just like a lot of good energy in the room. So.
Farrell has high praise for his veteran leader of the group for good reason. Ingram has proved to be a true professional, both on and off the field, which explains why he is one of Trevor Lawrence's favorite targets. The tight end position is pound for pound one of the most elite position groups on the team. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, let's cool it down and tell you where we've been as we wind it down just a bit. Brett Hastings stopped by the program to talk about this lawsuit that the users, I guess, of DirecTV, I say DirecTV, whoever had the NFL Sunday Ticket, DirecTV for the longest time, against the NFL. And right now the NFL is losing that thing. We'll see where it winds up. But interesting stuff from Brett. Hays caught up with Josh Hines-Allen. What a fantastic player, fantastic person, and maybe the best player on the team, certainly a terrific, terrific football player. No question about that. We talked a little bit about baseball as Bobby Witt Jr., now the best player in the game, certainly among those. And we kind of recapped a little bit of what happened in the Olympics today. If you are not following the U.S. women's soccer team, 3-0 in pool play as expected. The men's hoops team wins 103-86 over South Sudan. They're now 2-0. And the U.S. men's and women's 3-on-3 basketball team, perhaps the worst ever assembled in the history of the United States Olympics. So we've covered all of that.
Who beat them today?
Hey,
what was
Azerbaijan?
Thank you, JJ, for that. So he did. JJ steps right into that.
Yeah,
he does. That? Leans right into it.
Foreign correspondent, JJ LaSalva.
I mean, he didn't miss a beat on that, did he? But well done. So that whoever beat him, we're 0-2.
And then the boys lost to Poland, right?
Poland dominated them. Kenyon Berry went for, I think, 3.
We were in the break, and Poland won the game, and what was the guy's name? Frank's like, we lost to
Ochenko. We lost to Ochenko.
Zelensky, yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So it's unreal. That's what happened. Katie Ledecky won again. She's amazing. Maybe the most amazing. In a country full of amazing swimmers over the years, might be the most amazing of all of them. So she wins again. Quick college football thing. We got about 10 minutes here. I was thinking about this. We're talking about this brutal schedule that Florida has and who has an easy schedule and who has a tough schedule. Here's the thing, Hays. Florida plays a hard schedule on paper, but part of it's because of rising teams that haven't been at the forefront for a long time. People think it's hard because you got to play Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss looks like they're good this year, but it's Ole Miss. You got to play Kentucky. Well, Kentucky's beaten you 3 times in a row after not beating you for 30 years in a row, whatever it was, but it's still Kentucky. Tennessee's a rising team, but Tennessee never beats Florida. Now, I'm not saying Florida's going to win all those games, but I think one of the reasons, you play UCF. Well, UCF's better than they've been. In the last 10 years, they're better than they were the 50, 60 before that.
But they're a middle-of-the-road Big 12.
But they're still, correct, they're still UCF. Miami, certainly the logo, and I think Cam Ward might be a special player. But it's been a while, like Florida, it's been a while since Miami's been elite.
Right.
So if you really look at the teams, not the logos, not the expectations, or maybe I'm even saying look more at the logos than the teams. My point is, other than Georgia and at Texas, I don't know that there's an unwinnable game on the schedule.
I don't even think at Texas is unwinnable. Yeah. I don't think Florida will win.
I think Texas is really good. I think Texas is pretty loaded. I really do. I think Texas is only a notch below Georgia, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think they're really good.
And we'll see. And Florida does go to Austin the week after the cocktail party. So that intangible does not line up in their favor. But I I don't know, and maybe I'll be completely wrong. Texas is going to have to actually do something in the SEC before I say
I hear you.
That's an unwinnable game.
But regardless of where we stand on Texas.
But Georgia's an unwinnable game.
But if you take those two off, if Florida's good, it's conceivable that they're favored in a lot of those games. It's conceivable that, I mean, I don't think they're going to be favored in Knoxville, but if they show up there 7-1, maybe they are, and so they're home against Ole Miss. If they're good, they'll be favored in that game.
No question.
They're home against LSU.
If they're good, they'll be favored against LSU.
Yes.
They just have to show the country that they're competent.
Yeah.
And that's the question, is the Florida program under Billy Napier a competent football program? Because it hasn't looked that way for 2 years. If Florida is competent, then they will be favored in a lot of these games that they aren't currently favored in now. But they have to show it. They have to hold serve at home against Miami. They have to hold serve at home against Texas A&M with a new coach. They can't go to Starkville and lose. You got to win that game. You've got to beat UCF in the Swamp. And if you can show the country that you are a competent organization, then I think the perception on Florida would quickly change. But they've got to show a month of consistent success where they're not shooting themselves in the foot with mistake after mistake after mistake that are completely self-inflicted.
And the other part of that is, and I thought about this too, when you get good enough, okay, then the dysfunction isn't as alarming because it doesn't have the same result. If Florida was good last year, it wouldn't have mattered that they messed up special teams at the end of the Arkansas game because Arkansas wasn't very good and they'd have been up 21 points. That we lose sight of that sometimes. They weren't good enough. They weren't very good. So you're not good enough to overcome the dysfunction. Even against Missouri, who I know had a pretty good team, if Florida was a little better, they were up 10 points instead of whatever they were up.
Right.
And so I think if the team's better, and someone asked me, why is Billy Napier struggling so much? It's only been 2 years when he was so successful at Louisiana. Look, I understand it's a mid-major and it's a whole different world, but he's still playing 10 other teams in his league or 9 other teams in his league, and they were by far the best team. App State, who dominated that league, they at the end they were beating them on a regular basis. Well, I don't think Billy Napier was this really good sideline coach then, and then all of a sudden he forgot how to sideline coach. It's still, by the way, the field's the same size. You play the same amount of time, so coaching instincts don't change.
You have the same amount of timeouts.
Right. So coaching instinct. So my guess is he probably wasn't a savant on the sideline then, but he built the program in those 4 or 5 years he had there to where they had better players than everybody else and to where they had better players in a lot of the games. I'm not saying at Florida that he's ever going to have better players than everybody else, but I think he's going to have better players than Kentucky and Missouri and South Carolina. That's my point. And will this year show that? I guess that's where I'm going with this. Will this year show that all of a sudden they're better than the teams that over the years we've expected them to be better than? That's kind of where I'm going here.
Well, and again, another reason for optimism with this Florida team compared to last year, he is not playing kids everywhere.
I agree.
I mean, you look at what they were doing defensively last year. True freshman safety starting games.
I know.
True freshman defensive linemen being the first guys running in a reserve role. I mean, you just can't win. Your best, well, not your best receiver, but a receiver you depended on a lot, true freshman, and Trey Wilson. You can't win like that.
Well, to your point,
can't compete in the SEC playing kids, and they're really not doing that this year. I mean,
to your
their
point,
2 5-stars are going to be backup players. L.J. McCray is a backup defensive lineman, and DJ Lagway is the backup quarterback.
To support that point, I hadn't thought about it until you said it. Let's go back to safety. Last year, they started 2 safeties, Jordan Castell and
Bryce Thornton.
Yeah, and Bryce Thornton, whoever, and they had a bunch of safeties. They started 2 freshmen, okay?
Yes.
This year, if the Washington guy and the Tulane guy start, and they could, that's 2 23-year-old guys. So you will go from 2 18 or 19 starting the two 23-year-olds starting. And I don't know how that's going to – I think the Washington guy is going to start.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't start.
Yeah. So,
I mean, otherwise, why'd he come?
Yeah, so – and the Oregon guy is the nickel who's really old. So to your point – and listen, Florida State just went 13-0 with a bunch of 23-year-olds.
Absolutely.
That's what Mike Norvell did. That's how he got the angle on everybody. He was really smart, and he developed them, and they're well coached. But it's the old Wake Forest theory. If you can't recruit better 18-year-olds than they got, then have your 22-year-old play against their 18-year-old. The Jim Grobe made a living at Wake. With the few years Wake Forest was really good, it's because he played with 22 and 23-year-olds. Mike Norvell has been playing with They played with grown men the last 2 years. I mean, last year that Florida State team was grown men. It was a bunch of grown men, man. A lot of those guys who I'm going to call their names on Sundays,
without a doubt,
this year.
Yeah,
and so I do. I just think,
including a corner here that I think is going to be outstanding.
I do too. I really do too. And I think there's a lot of guys that were so play with those old. And I think that's one thing that might have happened for them. So that's why I think they won in Louisiana. I mean, I watched some of those Louisiana when he got the job. I watched some of those games.
Yeah,
they weren't fancy. They ran the ball. They had what the quarterback's name? Levi Lewis.
Yeah.
He wasn't very good. He wasn't going to go play anywhere else. But he was a 22-year-old efficient guy who hit the open guy, right? And I think if he's going to win, it's going to be because he's given enough time to build that.
I appreciate Billy's candor from day one. At his introductory press conference, he said, we're in the talent acquisition business, and that's what this comes down to. We have got to assemble a roster that is as talented or better as anyone in the country. That is how Florida is going to break their championship drought. And he's absolutely right. You can't X's and O's your way to winning a championship, either winning the SEC championship or the national championship. You can't scheme it. You've got to go and get more first round and second round and third round guys than anyone else and hope you get the right break at the right time to win the title.
Yeah, and so that's the big part of all this. And the bad thing is he's on the hot seat and the schedule's brutal. The good thing is he's now got a similar amount of older guys than the teams he's playing against.
I mean, he talks about the snaps. What does he say? 46,000 snaps or something that they've got? I mean, it's
460
whatever it is, but it's a ridiculous amount of starting experience that they've either developed or gained out of the portal.
Including,
it starts with their quarterback who started about 130 games in college.
Including at the most important positions.
Right.
Where you have to have, let me tell you, we have to have old guys. Quarterback and on the lines. Because a grown man versus someone just out of high school is a world of difference, particularly at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage is where your body develops, where you have that man strength. And I think they've got more.
And it's important at safety because if you miss your assignment,
that's right.
It's a touchdown. If you don't know where you're going, it is if the opponent hits the play, it is a walk-in touchdown.
So that game's only a month from today?
A month from right now, we will be headed, I would assume.
Second half.
Into the fourth quarter.
Second half.
Yeah.
I'll be taking a trip to the trough right about now.
JJ will be at the trough. Folks, that is our program. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballou is up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, our first 2 to 4 show now. And this time of year, the Doug Peterson Show and Jaguars Happy Hour is 4 to 6 on both of our radio stations. So we move up to 2 o'clock. So we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock on the Frangie Show. Frangie, Carlyon, and La Selva. See you then. We're out of here. So long.